Go ahead.
Now, when did your producer, Chris Zurzolo, come in the picture?
So yeah, anyway, so the month after I left my job turned into this month of collecting unemployment and drunkenly stumbling into that open mic where I met you. I just want to tell that real quick.
We were.
I stumbled in there with my friend Marin, who also sang at the time and still does. But
I forgot that she was with you.
I went out for a birthday for my friend Christina's birthday, Christina Seco, and we just looked up where's karaoke, or where's this? We're drunk and we want to go do something, as you do, and we were at El Vez, that Mexican place near McGillen's.
Oh, so good.
And eating churros and having a good time. Spending my unemployment dollars on tequila and churros. Because that's what you do.
This podcast sponsored by...
You don't save money, everybody.
The government.
Yeah. So, right. Thank you. Yeah, I paid into it. Anyway, stumbled in there and just saw Tom, signed up, and we played 2 covers of whatever. And from there, that spiraled. But you ask about Chris Zurzolo. In 3 months after I left that job, and I got so heavy into playing music and getting up guts to go try and play my music that I wrote in my kitchen in front of people, I started working at a restaurant in Manayunk, where I met my now girlfriend, who you know, Casey DeGuardia. I think a few months into us hanging out, I went over her house, in effect her stepfather's house, Chris. And she invited me in. I had a drink. I opened the door to use, I think, the restroom. It was in this back room. And past the restroom, I saw this, music studio. I saw the sound fitting all over the place. I saw the dual monitors and all the speakers and all the cables and everything else.
At the time, you knew what it was, right?
At the time, I looked at it and I saw the mixing board and I was like, hey now. You know what I mean? And at that time, I hadn't spent much time in a studio. I hadn't spent much time really thinking about recording any music. But it was just whoa, okay. And so I met him a few times here and there over the next year or two. Ended up going on vacation with Casey and playing music for these people who I met in a place called Ocracoke, North Carolina, which has special meaning. We'll get there later.
We'll talk about it.
Playing a bunch of songs. And Chris isn't the kind of guy who, just because you happen to know somebody's family, this or that, would just go, hey, let's record some music.
Although that would happen.
That's what he does for a living. So this is stuff that he really, really tries to do, stuff that matters to him and whatever. So he said, hey, man, let's do something. Something at the time meant recording an acoustic EP or whatever. I don't want to ramble. That's when I met him. That's how he came in my life. And then what that turned into was, these songs are good and let's just do it. And to him, what let's just do it meant is forget about thinking about money, forget about thinking about logistics. Just let's get people in here who we trust and love who can record this music, and let's just do it. Mm-hmm. So he's been the record that I'm working on currently wouldn't be anything without him. He's been a mentor, he's been a friend, he's been family, he's been a lot to me. He's been a lot to me besides just being, my girlfriend's essentially dad. He's everything. He's a talented dude, he's old school, he played music for years. I can go on for another 2 hours about him. He's
an amazing dude.
Special guy. Mm-hmm. Special guy, yeah, for sure.
Well, I remember...
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm a bit sick.
It's all right. We'll get through it.
I got my apple cider, buddy.
It's all right. I'm out of coffee. So what I remember when I went in the first time, when you invited me to go do the tracking, Chris thought it was this is just an acoustic guitar demo thing with some drums. And I remember the first song we did, I'm pretty sure it's Goodbyes in July we did first.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Because I knew that in my head, I thought it was going to be a band record, at least a light one.
Yeah.
And then Chris thought it was it's probably just going to play a beat, whatever. And if you know... Actually, is that song out yet? Technically?
That one is coming out soon.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But there's this one song called Goodbyes in July. It's a big opening when we do it live. It's
da,
da, da.
Yeah.
And I remember I did that, and Chris stopped after the first take. I was like, wait.
You could say it.
This is it?
No, he said, what the fuck was that? That's what he said.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck was that?
I don't remember that.
He heard me play that on a night we were in a dimly lit room with like 15 people, and it was intimate with the acoustic guitar and me in the room and playing it. And that song it's a heavy song. The content, the actual lyrics of it are heavy, and it's about a lot of dark times or whatever. But yeah, when we play it live, it's big for impact. But when I play it acoustic, you would never think that you were going to come there and do that.
What the fuck is that?
I think that moment might have changed that moment might have like flipped perspective totally for him and changed the direction of the record for good, because he was like, oh.
Well, he thought it was just like an acoustic whatever, and then I guess I hit hard, as many people know. I'm looking at Mark Brown.
True.
And loud. So that definitely changed some things. And then slowly but surely, we did half the drum tracks in like a 3-month period. That's 2015. And then over the next 3 years.
Yeah.
It's 2018 now, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
3 years you've been recording these tracks.
Yeah, it's weird when you say it like that, because it's been 3 years.
Well, since the very beginning, but there were definitely breaks in there.
Oh, there were breaks for so many reasons, and I don't have to go into all the reasons, but yeah, man, turns out making records is a lot harder than you think if you want to do it. If you want to do it the right way the first time, I feel like I've learned a lot now, and my approach now is much more conducive to just getting stuff done. But then it was just, it's been a special approach to this record. It's really just two guys, the artist and as it were, he's not only the engineer, but he's a producer and the mixer. And thank God we're having somebody else master it who'd be mastering it too.
And on top of that, he's playing piano,
he's playing some piano, he's playing some organ, he's playing some percussion and stuff. It's just,
that's right.
Chris has, above everything else, he has literally, and I don't mean to say this for any other reason other than it's true, he's literally eaten, slept, and breathed this music. Like, he has his ear pods on at night listening to one of my songs of like, how can I make this better? Come on, I mean,
that's dedication.
That's real care for the music. And so we didn't want to rush things, and money gets in the way, and time, because we both do music essentially for a living. So to do this creative project, we both have to find the time. Me and him just can't spend a week in the studio and say, let's do all this stuff.
No, it's like once a week, get together.
Yeah, so, and I don't regret the process. I'm definitely excited for it all to be done, and we're so close. But
why is that?
But yeah.
Isn't this the greatest?
It is. It is. It's a dream.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you've been working on these tunes for 3 years.
I'd
be like, this is great.
Yeah, I just want to write and sing songs. That's all I want to do.
Let's keep creating, you know?